people about the story of my late mom. So, when I say that sometimes when our kids or our children run to us or trying to tell us something, we should give ear to them and let them express all what they want to say or their feelings. So, this is the story of my life. Yeah. So, 2012. So I dreamt about my father. So I called my mom and told her about the dream. So this story I'll use pidgin and normal English because I just have to say it the way it is. So I called my mom. The way I dreamed last night, I don't really like it. She said, "What kind of dream is that?" I said, "Okay, I dreamed that I lost my dad, and I would just cry. Everybody was just crying, and I don't really like that dream." She said, "No, don't put that in your mind, and don't be scared of something like that, because if you dream of someone, that dream will not happen to the person. So the dream does not happen to someone you dreamed about." I said, "Is that true?" I said, "Yes." She was my mom. I just have to believe her. And my dad already told me that I shouldn't tell my dream to anyone apart from him and my mom. So I was just confident that maybe they know everything. So I keep it. I said, "Okay, no problem." But I just say that my father will not die. I just prayed that, like, before I even tell my mom, I already prayed about that I will not lost my father will not die. So after 7 days of it, or 5 days of it, I came to the village to see my mom because my dad is hosting on the 14th of January. So my mom told us that evening that we are going to farm. But me and my sister will go bring firewood and yam for farm so that we'll use for the hosting. My dad is doing pounded yam and rice. I said, okay. So that very day, on the 12th, no, you will not sleep till on the 13th. So in the morning or in the night of it, so I dreamed about some horrible dream, like cutting a firewood, be bringing blood, and there was like 5 people cutting only one firewood. So it was just like, what kind of dream is this? So in that dream now, after everything, so in the morning of it, my mom came to wake me. So I just scream, I hold my mom, I woke up, say, "What again, madam?" I say, a dream was. My mother say, "You are going to farm. I just came to wake you and your sister so that you can go and bring the firewood and yeah, we talk about it yesterday." I say, "Yes, but let me tell you the dream." My mom was trying to tell me not to tell her the dream when I come back from the farm because she know that I don't like going to farm. She was just thinking that I want to use the dream as an excuse. But actually, like, she believed it because the way I scream and hold her, she don't say, "When you come back, we'll talk about it." I just pray. But I said, "No, let me just tell you." She don't say, "Oh, I want to waste some time." I said, "No, I will not waste the time. Let me just tell." And I start telling my mom about the dream that I dreamed about people cutting the firewood, and that firewood was fresh and with some fruit on it, and the thing was just gushing out blood, and a lot of blood was just coming from that firewood. So I walked there and made that why people cutting firewood and the firewood is bleeding, and see a lot of blood. All their body is full of blood. People that is even called the 5 of them in that dream that time. So I was like, why is everywhere blood and the firewood is bringing a lot of blood? Why can't you people leave this fresh wood tree and go for a dried one? There's a lot of dried firewood in this forest. I was just like telling them. They say, "No, isn't everything like a little child would say? Why can't I just walk past and go to where I'm going?" I say, "No," because then when I was very young, I was very stubborn. In real life, I can do something like this. So I said, "No, me, I'm not going. You both should stop cutting this firewood. This firewood is not dried." They say, "So just walk and pass here now." I said, "I'm not going." Instead, when I was arguing with them, like, "I'm not going, I will stay. They should stop cutting it." My mom just walked into the bush and say, where am I? She's looking and say, I'm here. I'm just talking here because they are cutting this firewood and the firewood is bringing blood." My mother make a parable in my language that people destroy somebody that is not offending them. Like, it's not going to be used for them, but they are just trying to just cut it off. So I should leave them. I said, no, me, I would not leave them. Me, I was just stubborn, like normal thing I used to do when I was very young. I must say, just go, leave them. Such is life. I say, no, our people are very wicked. Look at all that dry wood and this blood, and this wood is just bringing blood like this. They couldn't even think that, this is not normal. And they are still cutting. My mother said they know what they are doing. I should just go. So instead, my mom was crying in that dream. When she was crying, I said, what? I said, look at her face. The tears was now blood coming out from her face. I said, why are you not crying blood? What happened? And I start crying because I was like, what is it? Anybody who knows me know that. Me, I was my mommy's girl. I was my mommy's girl. I love my mom so much. May her perfect soul rest in peace. I was not saying, mommy, what? She said, I'm going. You go home. I'm going. I said, where are you going to? She said, I will meet her later, but she's going now. I said, you wait for me now. And I said, mommy, wait for me. She said, I'm going. She was just going fast. Like, before I could say, let me just run and meet her, I could not find my mom again. I was not screaming in the dream, mommy, where are you? Mommy, where are you? I was not crying. That was how she woke me up. So she said, I said, but it's just a dream. I said, it's just a dream and nothing's going to happen. And it's just wood that was cutting, but it's not nothing. I said, but the blood was coming out. You were crying. The blood was coming out from your eyes. You see, nothing like that will happen. We should just go to the farm. And when I come back, we can pray about it. Or